Meanwhile, deep inside his brain's command center, chaos reigns. The control panel is
She gave this to him for his first time, but he exceeded expectations.
The story begins with an animated group of tiny white creatures.
Of course it
the
does.
Most important race of their lives, the race toward that round thing inside women. Only one can be crowned champion.
And guess
Only
what?
one will
And
be
guess what?
remembered.
I was champion. You feel me? And so were you. I'm gonna caress you now. Congratulations. You might be a loser in real life, but at least you won there.
As a true warrior, the whistle blows, and our tiny hopefuls shoot forward, focused on reaching the goal. But obstacles appear fast. Some get lost across various parts of the female body,
That is crazy. We
anywhere but
actually
the
won.
right place.
Wait, yo.
Others are wiped away with a tissue and tossed in the trash.
Okay.
Some end up in socks, which go straight into the washing machine.
Aww.
Others get stuck in little plastic things used during grown-up fun and end up in the bin. Some are
I want to let you know, if your dad beat his meat one more time as like a child, whatever, before getting to your mom, you would not be here. This is what you call the burnt toast theory. You know what? I don't think that's the burnt toast theory.
placed on glass slides for scientific study. Those that make it to the mouth get destroyed by stomach acid. And let's not forget the unlucky ones who get washed down the shower drain. Yes, there are thousands of ways for these tiny white cells to meet their end, but only
Nigga,
one
why
way
did I
to
just see
win.
bus
Our
on
narrator,
tomatoes?
who happens to be one of them, tells us that humans have turned the suffering of their kind into some weird source of entertainment. But originally, they were made for a glorious mission, creating life. Finally, the narrator reveals himself as Professor Selmac, a veteran white cell who has spent decades teaching the next generation inside the eggs of some dude. His students hang on his every word, except for one, a young rebel named Seaman. Unlike his classmates, Seaman isn't interested in racing toward that mysterious place
Could we not
where
have thought
women
a better
keep the
name?
future. Outraged, Professor Selmac accuses him of wasting time reading about human anatomy when there's only one body part that matters, the papaya. That's where life begins, he insists.
I can't argue
Everything
with that.
else is just dead meat. Respectfully, Seaman tries to push back, saying there are other important parts around the female body, especially the brain and the heart. But the professor shuts him down. You can't inseminate a brain, he says, so who cares? As the professor turns back to the board, Seaman shows a doodle to his best friend Camilla, a white cell trying to inseminate a brain. In the hallway, he confides in her. There are millions of cells like me. Why should I believe I have a shot at winning this race? Before she can answer, the school bully Blaine jumps in, blaming Seaman for dragging down the class average. Camilla jumps to his defense, threatening to make Blaine implode from within if he picks on Seaman again. Then comes a musical number.
What does she mean implode
Seaman
within?
sings about how their kind should just stay in the sack because outside there's only death. Speaking of which, Seaman reveals that they live inside the boy parts of a teenager named Jeans. He's 16, has almost no friends, doesn't party, and basically just stays in his room playing video games and eating junk food.
Yeah, so they're fucking doomed. They're doomed, they probably taste like shit, and they're fucking doomed.
Not exactly hero material. Camilla reminds him that life inside the sack isn't so great either. It's overcrowded, and ignoring their purpose feels wrong. As the two argue, still singing, two brain cells named Jennifer and Juria, who run parts of Jeans' brain, watch the show. Juria remarks that, as long as they keep doing little musical numbers,
Those are
things
totally black
fine.
people.
But if Seaman and Camilla ever take control of the ship, they're in serious trouble. The two represent opposite sides of a debate with no clear answer.
Are they having a
And neither is
musical in his
willing to back
ball
down.
sack?
After the song, the camera zooms out to show the society inside the sack and then over to a much stronger, more muscular man. Right now, he's driving with his parents, who are taking him to camp, an annual tradition
mom at
shared
it.
with a few of his
He's going to camp? Oh my gosh, this is how every Disney person gets their first kiss and loses their virginity.
friends. Oddly, the parents seem more excited than he is.
Nigga, can we look at the road? What are we doing? Niggas over there like these. Nigga, there's gonna be no sack action if they're just over here looking back like this.
His dad reminisces about his wild youth.
Okay.
How he got so drunk in that same cabin that he ended up throwing up everywhere. On the way to the hospital, he was still puking
This dude
and
looks like Remy.
accidentally hit a dog with the car.
Wow.
He's less proud of that part of the memory, mostly because he spent time in jail afterward. Still, he snaps back into cheer mode, insisting it was all worth it. He hopes his son has just as much fun, though he admits kids
Why is his mom face built like that? I mean, like, still would, but still, I'm just asking
these days
questions.
are more into walking, or whatever it's called. While rambling, the dad drifts into the wrong lane and nearly causes a crash.
What did I say? What did I say?
Eventually, they drop their son off at the camp bus stop along with his luggage and all the essentials. Then the father gives his son the talk, using bees and flowers as a metaphor. It's his awkward attempt.
When did y'all get the talk? I did not get the talk until I was 20 years old. Like, dude, it's too. I already know somebody's probably saying, oh, well, I mean, it wasn't too late for you.
To explain the facts of life. Once his son finally catches on, he casually admits he's been watching grown-up movies since he was 13. A long, awkward silence follows, and then the dad hands him a certain little plastic item, you know, just in case. He tries to explain how to use it and jokes that while it might feel weird at first, it's kind of like eating candy with the wrapper on.
So, nigga, it sucks. That's why we all go raw.
Not ideal, but technically possible. Then, in a mix of humor and seriousness, he gives his final advice. Don't do anything I would have done. Meanwhile, back at camp, Camilla invites Seaman to join a workout routine inspired by Gizmo, a white supplement mascot known for his massive biceps and popularity in the race for the round prize, a cheeky nickname for attention from girls.
Listen, I don't mean to keep pausing. But I'm not listening to no nigga who hasn't won the race. What is it like you have never won the race, nigga? I don't know how good you are. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about your little sperm ball sack muscles, nigga. Nigga, you never won the race. I don't trust you. This is about to get sad though.
Character
they're gonna be the last two.
Rather stay home
this is a
and try
romance
out a
story.
New video game called Battle Royale, or as he jokingly puts it, Butt Royale or something like that. When Camilla keeps pushing, he shrugs it off with a laugh, saying, "Neither of us really stands a chance at winning the round prize anyway, so why stress about it?" Far above the others, at the headquarters of Jeans Corp, we meet the legendary Gizmo, a cocky figure decked out in a high-tech suit, training his whole life to win this race. His secret weapon? The Launcher 9000, a totally not Iron Man-inspired.
This nigga made a suit and he's gonna fucking lose. Nigga, you stink. You lost to a nigga like me. Nigga.
Suit loaded with rockets and chainsaws. When a board member nervously asks if that's cheating, Gizmo smirks and replies, "Only if they catch me." Then,
that is a great,
in full Iron Man parody mode, he tests the suit by blasting the poor guy.
Oh my!
That's what he meant by not getting caught. Elsewhere.
First of all, he just nut blasted that dude. Okay, he just nut blasted that guy. But now that I think about it, is these the ones who win who turn red pill? I don't figured it out. I figured it. Excuse me. Ladies, my hand's tough. All right, I'm done.
A shady character named Mrs. Spunston gathers her crew to announce a rare opportunity.
What's that?
Jeans might finally have his first time. Her plan is ambitious, though confusing to the others. After all, they're just 3 cells. Spunston calmly explains, triplets. Everyone's mind is blown.
That would
Back
be
at camp,
so cool.
Jeans and his buddies arrive to meet the girls. Among them is Lisa, Jeans' longtime crush. When he sees her, time stands still. She's absolutely stunning.
Nigga, is this
Inside his
real?
mind, much like Inside Out, the emotion center's Jennifer has a full-blown meltdown. Y tries to calm her, saying, "It's just a fuse that blew."
Wait, did he get hard? Is that why they're tripping?
Reboot the system, and they'll be fine. Back in reality, Lisa sweetly offers to help with his bags. Jeans awkwardly replies, "It's okay, I've got 2 hands." That silly joke gets a laugh from Lisa, and from the female voice in his head, who's clearly smitten with the skinny Star Wars and Lord of the Rings fan. Looks like the feeling might be mutual. Later, the guys realize they accidentally packed liquor instead of soda. Embarrassed, Jeans explains his dad was in charge of that part. That explains a lot. Thinking the girls might be upset,
What the fuck?
the guys are surprised
is
when the
going
girls
on
hand them
on
drinks
this
and invite
campus?
them to play Truth or Dare. When the bottle lands on Jeans, one of the girls dares him to kiss Lisa. Before he can even move, Lisa leans in and kisses him.
Oh!
Suddenly, all the blood rushes out of his brain.
Into his dick.
And we all know where it goes. Inside his head, Jennifer screams, and another emotion, Naya, simply says, "There's nothing we can do, just go with it." And so Jeans does. He and Lisa sneak off to get some fresh air.
Oh, Lord.
He confesses he didn't think he'd see her again after last summer since she lived far away.
Okay.
Lisa smiles and says he should thank his dad. His new job brought them to Oslo. Jeans chuckles and drops another
they're
one of his
panicking.
goofy little jokes, even though Lisa is laughing harder
Wait,
than ever.
hold on.
Thanks to the
What
overly
is, hey, Brain. I'm looking at you, Brain. What do you be thinking in my head?
enthusiastic female voice in her brain that won't stop pressing the excitement button, Jeans finally gathers the courage to tell her something big. While sitting
I'm
together
sorry, that Brain hitting that excitement button. I'm trying to fuck.
at the MMO, he confesses he's been madly in love with her since last year. Lisa casually replies that she hasn't thought about him at all. A long, awkward silence follows, something we should probably start getting used to. But then she smirks and says she's kidding. Of course, she's thought about him.
No,
Especially about him in her bed.
What the fuck?
Jeans can hardly believe what he's hearing as things start to escalate. Inside his mind, all systems go into panic
Oh
mode,
my god!
sounding the alarm that this is really happening. Spunston, his mental announcer,
Wait, how do we get here?
dramatically waves a sign declaring that Judgment Day has arrived. Outside, Jeans struggles with Lisa's bra and
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yo. Did this nigga just whoosh that bitch off, bro? My fault. I know you're
accidentally
I
flicks
edged
himself
you.
in the eye with it. But judging by what comes next, he decides it was worth the
Nigga, where are the camp counselors?
temporary blindness. For the first time, he's seeing and feeling something truly amazing. Meanwhile, deep inside his brain's command center, chaos reigns. The control panel is
Huh?
blinking red, and his inner team is
Nigga, what was that
screaming that this is
POV?
not a drill. Elsewhere in his mind, Seaman is still playing video games peacefully until he's unplugged and forced to face reality.
Nigga, Seaman, get in the fucking line and go fucking run, nigga.
Back in the real world, Jeans and Lisa admit something important. Neither of them has ever done this before. They're about to take their first big
Nigga, is this AI? Bro, like, not the person, I know it is. Nigga, did he just drop some fucking Minecraft draws? Nigga, are we serious? Nigga, this nigga just dropped some Minecraft draws. Brother.
step together. To break the tension, they jokingly quote silly lines from cringy adult films, but end up laughing more than anything else. When Jeans
Did I just see his legs go in the air? Did that nigga just go into missionary?
tries to put on protection, it flies out of his hand and smacks him in the face.
Nigga, what? How?
Love really is blind. With Lisa's help, he finally gets it right and prepares for his big debut. Inside the brain, his little team gears up for action, except for Seaman, who weirdly invites someone for coffee instead. They decline. Elsewhere, the mental command crew has lost all control. The brain is no longer calling the shots, it's now a humble servant of instinct.
What?
Then Seaman, the brain's armored defender, emerges wearing the legendary 9000 suit,
Yo.
living up to its epic name.
I'm crying.
Under the same mental sky, his internal crew cheers. The long-awaited day has arrived, Spermageddon. In a wildly dramatized mental sequence, brave scouts go ahead to clear the path, inspired by ancient prophecy, and the rest of the crew launches forward in pursuit of glory. Seaman tries to stop Camilla from joining the race, but she brushes him off. Seaman then uses his armor to block the path with imaginary missiles, giving his team the upper hand. Then comes the climax. Jeans finishes with a triumphant Java.
Oh my gosh, bro.
His cells rush forward only to be stopped by a massive wall of latex.
Oh my god, I forgot he was wearing that.
Yes,
Nigga, what am I looking at, bro? What is this? I think there's only been one time in my life where I've busted that good of a load.
Jeans finishes with a triumphant Java. Don't ask. His cells rush forward only to be stopped by a massive wall of latex. Yes, the protection held up.
Are they
Still,
gonna break through?
a few of them manage to sneak through with the help of cartoonish chainsaws. Afterward, Jeans...
Nigga, if I bust in a shorty, with protection on, and my sperm just breaks through it with a fucking chainsaw, I'm gonna have a fucking issue. Like, nigga, what? How?
turns to Lisa and nervously asks, "So, did you enjoy that?" She shrugs and says it was over just as fast for her as it was for him. At least he seemed happy in the end. As for the little plastic thing used during their special moment, he mentions it's extra thick, so no worries there. Lisa also brought along some gel that's supposed to stop the tiny white things, portrayed as little monster hunters, from reaching their target. Meanwhile, Seaman continues to fight them off using his ultimate technique.
Nigga.
Elsewhere, Mrs. Spunston
Nigga, what is... Yo, bro!
and her team stay hidden, reminding themselves that this isn't a sprint.
They gotta fight. This
It's
is
a
real.
marathon. She's still bitter about missing her chance to reach the round thing, blaming Gizmo for slowing her down. In response, Seaman warns her that Gizmo was only trying to protect his team. He insists Gizmo did what was necessary to complete the mission. Seaman tries to cheer her up, saying
I just noticed his name is Gizmo, and I think the nigga name is really Gizmo.
there will be another event like this in the future. But soon, he realizes he's talking to himself.
Oh.
Before falling asleep, Jeans thanks the universe, and maybe fate, for letting him experience all of this. But just as he closes his eyes, he feels Lisa touching him in a certain way. He quickly tells her he's too tired for another round, but she has another idea. Suddenly, the gates to the carrot zone reopen, and those little white creatures resume the race. It seems Seaman didn't waste his chance to join in again. Lisa gets excited and prepares to go for it, this time from a different angle. She rips open a fresh packet with her teeth, not noticing
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut that out. Yep. Or blur that in. Go ahead and yeah. Yeah, I just saw butt crack. Okay.
a bit of latex tearing off. While trying to reach Camilla, Seaman is dragged along by her and Professor Selmac into the mysterious part of the carrot. As the next round begins, the main character has no choice but to keep up with his teammates. But he senses something's not right. The round place he imagined, where the girls are supposed to be, doesn't look bright or magical. It's the opposite. Dark and creepy. His fears come true.
Oh my god!
When he sees one of the white guys choking in what he thought was the target, but turns out to be a piece of corn. They're not in the papaya. They're in the back entrance of Lisa. He quickly apologizes to Camilla for ever doubting her knowledge. Even so, she still believes they have a shot at reaching the real destination. Along the way, they encounter a troll named Alan Collin, who proudly declares his victory. Sure, he's ugly, but there are thousands like him lurking in every backside on the planet.
This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Seaman, Camilla, and Selmac cringe as they hear him break into a disturbing song. Meanwhile, Eder, another student, starts dancing like it's a party.
Is this a real fucking
Their musical
movie?
moment is interrupted by a sudden quake. With evacuation approaching, Seaman suggests they might be able to reach the girl's round spot through the well, through the urine exit. Weird, but it's a plan. So he asks the troll to eat through the mess blocking their way. Alan and Colin agree, but only if someone gives them a kiss. The professor immediately volunteers Camilla, but she refuses to go near that nastiness. Turns out she doesn't have to. Eder is already making out with the troll just to see if he tastes like Nutella. Disgusting. But hey, it works. Motivated, the troll clears a path through the upcoming chocolate chunk. Meanwhile, Gizmo keeps fighting the deadly gel while Mr. Spunston tries to sneak ahead, but his teammates would rather sit down, eat, and rest, driving him into a rage. Out of ammo, Gizmo activates his last boosters to eliminate the remaining monster hunters once and for all. Mr. Spunston keeps insulting his henchmen, not realizing that his biggest rival has them in his sights, and even starts shooting at them.
Oh, shit.
Spunston is pushed aside by a colleague who takes the hit for him. In his final moments, the gangster asks his friend to tell his wife his last wish, to stop baking because she's terrible at it.
Okay, bro.
Spunston then covers the fallen soldier's eyes and tells his crew they'll be twins now, not triplets. Thanks to the troll, Seaman and his friends manage to reach the stomach, confirming their theory that it connects to the rear end.
This is so nasty.
After saying goodbye to Alan and Colin, the little white creatures enter the stomach, mostly filled with acid. Then the main character spots a portal, part of the carrot, that might lead
Nigga, a portal. Nigga, I got a portal in my stomach.
Them to their goal. Using an old piece of gum as a raft, the group jumps into the portal, riding down a waterfall of urine. One of them tries to back out, saying they're leaving the body, but Seaman reassures everyone it's all part of the plan. Lisa stays calm and focused. The little white creatures cling to each other to avoid falling into the toilet. They manage to swing onto Lisa's hair and reach the right hole.
Did these niggas just parkour into her coochie? What the fudge am I looking at, dude? What?
Unfortunately, Eder can't make the jump and is pushed back by a stream of liquid. Before dying, he tells his friends it was a pleasure traveling with them. On their path, the round thing belonging to the girl and Seaman's friends gets knocked down by a sperm hunter chasing them. Later, they find Mr. Spunston and other mobsters trying to catch Gizmo.
Nigga got a mini map.
When his friend warns him about the mobsters, Gizmo quickly fires a missile at them. Spunston's friend dodges easily, or so he thinks, because the missile comes back and explodes right in his face.
Nigga, I thought he was out of ammo.
Thinking he's taken out his pursuers, Gizmo gets back on track toward his glorious goal. With the sperm hunters close behind, Professor Selmac stays behind to fight them off and buy time for Seaman and Camilla.
Oh my gosh.
At the same time, the fallen gangster asks Mr. Spunston.
I just noticed, if they become twins, right? Like, let's say they go in there and become twins. They're going to be brother and sister. But they were lovers.
To finish his mission, they won't be triplets anymore.
Noticing.
After seeing Selmac get swallowed up, Seaman and Camilla have no choice but to keep going, determined to honor his noble sacrifice. Finally, Gizmo reaches the uterus, where he patiently waits for the arrival of the round thing from the girls.
This is actually so insane because of the fact that these niggas used 20 things of protection and they still got pregnant. At the end of the freaking day, the best contraceptive is not doing it.
Just then,
that's
Lisa
why
takes
I haven't
a pill,
done it.
just in case, causing the round thing to
oh my nigga, 50 fucking nigga, they used a million different precautions
suddenly stop. While waiting, an impatient Gizmo watches as the other little white creatures also enter the uterus. When he learns Lisa took a pill to avoid having babies, Gizmo explodes in frustration and admits he wants to die. The computer in his suit starts the self-destruct sequence, but he quickly reverses it. Mr. Spunston, who's been watching everything, smiles wickedly while planning his next move.
Wow.
Still being chased by the hunters, Seaman and Camilla speed up to reach their goal. Back with Gizmo, he discovers the pill takes 43 hours to dissolve, while the little white creatures inside the uterus only have about 30 minutes to live.
Yeah, they're gonna dry out
Furious, the villain takes it out on the others of his kind, yelling that they must have done something to scare Lisa. If death's coming, I'm not leaving without taking some of you with me.
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Spunston lunges at him, stopping him from shooting and sabotaging his suit.
Wow,
when
this is
Gizmo
kinda
regains
cinematic.
control, the mobster isn't scared. Instead, he pulls out a hidden card. Computer activates self-destruct. After this, with his goal in sight, Mr. Spunston keeps Gizmo
he
quiet
just put the
so he
nut
can't
in his
stop the
throat.
process.
Oh, he
When
put the
Seaman
nut
and
in his
Camilla
throat.
arrive, a bunch of sperm hunters reach the uterus, ready to wipe out the last little white creatures. At that moment, the tragic explosion occurs, causing such a tremor that the round thing from the girl starts moving again. Later, while walking with Lisa, Jeans excitedly talks about how much he enjoyed what they did last night. But when he asks Lisa, she admits she didn't reach climax. Just like him, the guy doesn't waste any time and starts kissing her, ready to return the favor right there in the middle of the forest.
In the fucking Lorax. Nigga, where are the camp counselors, bro?
They're so caught up in the moment that they don't notice a beehive hanging right above them. Back inside, Seaman, Camilla, and the other little white guys wake up after the explosion. realizing Mr. Spunston's sacrifice. When the round little thing appears before them,
Nigga, is
they
that the plan
rush to
B?
fulfill their glorious mission. Right in the middle of the action, Jeans gets stung by a bee on the behind and, while trying to dodge another, accidentally pushes Lisa. This shakes up the white little guys inside the womb, wiping out everyone except Seaman and Camilla. Once the bees leave them alone, Jeans and Lisa get back to their thing, while Seaman and Camilla
Nigga, what the fuck is wrong with these horny ass niggas? They just went right back to
take the chance to get inside that much-desired round spot. Unfortunately, the main guy is stopped by Gizmo, who barely survived the explosion. Seeing his friend in trouble, Seaman steps away from his goal to defend him, though Gizmo pushes him aside anyway. With no competition left, the villain goes straight for the round target just as Jeans and Lisa reach climax. At the last second, the guy pulls out and crashes onto the beehive. For whatever reason, the bees aren't happy about the intruder in their home. Inside the womb, Seaman and Camilla use their tails to pull Gizmo out of the round spot. Chased by the bees, Jeans remembers his father's advice about pollination, so he grabs a flower and hits the hive. During the chase, Jeans and Lisa end up at the edge of a cliff, while Seaman and Camilla manage to separate Gizmo from the round spot. After Jeans falls into a lake, the round spot repeatedly crushes Gizmo. As the battle winds down, Seaman and his friend finally get close to that round spot. Jeans asks Lisa how his little friends are doing, and she just covers him with a leaf. Better off not seeing that. After their run-in with the bees, the girl thanks him for the climax she wanted so badly. Seaman and Camilla thank each other for what they accomplished. They've reached the end of their journey, and it was definitely worth it. Finally, they get inside that round spot of the woman, fulfilling their glorious mission. 6 weeks later, we see Jeans and Lisa, now a couple, at a clinic. A gynecologist gives them a pill to prevent pregnancy, a pill that actually works. Since they're still young, the doctor explains that having a child is a big responsibility. They should only have one when they're ready. At the end, the doctor reassures them there's nothing wrong with not being ready. The real problem is thinking you're ready when you're not. With this choice made, Jeans and Lisa head home, planning a Star Wars marathon, maybe even Lord of the Rings, all while waiting for the right moment to use that pill. Looks like there won't be many pregnancies or movie summaries anytime soon. If you like this video and
they didn't have the kid.
Want more, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wow. That was the most dumbass movie I've ever seen. Nigga, that shit is called Spermageddon. Is that real? I gotta look this up. Spermageddon movie. Yup, that's a real movie. 2024, dropped less than a year ago. Yeah. Yeah, goodbye. Subscribe.